Appropriate Speed is an unusual phrase. And of course we have the ubiquitous speed limit, which doesn't necessarily apply either way, up or down, to appropriate speed. The speed limit on this piece of road is 30 miles an hour, but a lot of the time 15's more than enough. 30 down here a lot of the time is basically suicidal. Not always, but the closer you get to the town centre, the more suicidal sticking to the 30 mile an hour speed limit is. I don't know if it drops down to 20 in the high street. I think it does, but it used to be 30. Yeah, goes down to 20 mile an hour, but the amount of time it took them to realise that 30 was just too high to set. But even with a 20 mile an hour speed limit, sometimes 20 mile an hour is again suicidally quick for this particular piece of road. So here people step off the curb without looking behind them and all sorts, because the footpaths aren't very wide, so people tend to step out on the road to overtake other pedestrians, and they can very quickly end up. See, he just had a moment because he was going probably 20 mile an hour. I'd say to anyone, whether you're doing the speed limit, above the speed limit, below the speed limit or not, the most important thing when you're driving or riding is paying attention to what's going on around you. You probably don't see my head move much when I'm riding through here like this, but believe me, I'm looking around all over the place. Keeping an eye on everything. Because you just never know what's going to happen in front of you. You see the way the old man even twisted his neck round to look round the car, but still didn't see the woman. Either that or he saw her. So, sod it, I'm going to go anyway. Welcome to Sainsbury's that isn't open yet. Come on now, old man, if buses are going to be friendly with each other, it'd be a shame not to take advantage of it. But, as I was saying, appropriate speed and speed limit are two very different things. Now, I've always kind of seen nice Beetle. I've always kind of seen the speed limit more of a guide than anything. I appreciate if you get caught breaking the speed limit, they can do you, even if you're only a few mile an hour over these days. Hello, little tiny motorcycle. But some situations in the UK and some roads in the UK, the speed limit is just set ridiculously low for what is, all intents and purposes, a pretty quick piece of road. There's country lanes near where I live where you don't see a car from one week's end to the next, but the speed limit's still set at 30. I mean, along here there's no need for the speed limit to be 20 along here, but it is. This is a nice open piece of road. Given the circumstances and the conditions, you can actually drive down there at 60 mile an hour and still be pretty safe. One thing recently I've noted with speed limits is the incessance of people to constantly say whenever something happens, you were going too fast. In a lot of situations, people are using the fact that one driver was maybe going a few mile an hour over the speed limit to try and excuse the fact that they were actually breaking half a dozen rules of the road. Now, if I'm driving up towards a junction like this on the left here at 100 miles an hour, and you can see I'm doing 100 miles an hour, we'll go along the seafront, and you can see I'm doing 100 miles an hour, that doesn't give you the right to pull out in front of me, because you're only supposed to pull out of a junction if it's safe to do so. And pulling out in front of a car that's moving, especially a car that's going 100 miles an hour, isn't safe. Nor will it ever be. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty certain we followed this car all the way from Seesaw. Now we're getting further down the road here. This is part of the reason why I turned down here. This is Marine Parade, if I recall. And along here, I think the speed limit's 30. It might have changed recently. You know, they love to change speed limits in England, left, right and centre. But as you can see right to the other end of it from here. So quite why someone decides that it should be a 30 mile an hour speed limit, I don't know. Now, agreed, there is a lot of junctions coming off of this particular road. Probably A4 altogether. You can see it's perfectly straight. You can see from one end of the road to the other pretty much. There's a junction there on the right. There's another one a bit further down. And it's not the people on this road going faster than the speed limit that are the problem. It's the people that come out of the side roads without checking. I think too many people look once and try and guesstimate someone's speed by looking once. So there's two junctions from where this road starts on the right hand side, but it's a 30 mile an hour limit all the way along. And I don't understand it. You know, we use cars and bikes to get to places quicker, and the guys that think up the speed limit just seem to want you to drive to slow you down wherever they can. That's my take on speed anyway, appropriate speed. Now this motorbike can zoom up to 70 mile an hour, much quicker than most of the cars we've seen on this particular journey. But to do 70 mile an hour everywhere you go is just crazy. So as I was saying earlier, some roads have say a 40 mile an hour speed limit, but in some circumstances you'd be suicidal going much more than 15 or 20. Whereas other roads have a 20 mile an hour speed limit, and it's just ridiculously low, and it's safe to go much faster than that down Ackergum Road. My visor is really badly dirty. It's got horrible greasy film all over it, so. I suppose that's about it. That's my take on speed limit and appropriate speed. Thanks for taking the time to watch, and I'll see you on the next one. Actually, we'll scratch that. Particular piece of road I'm talking about is this road here. It's a bendy piece of road. Those signs used to say 60. Now they say 40. Now I don't particularly like driving quick because the road's a bit damp. And as you all well know, I hate riding in the damp, but you know, some of these corners, 15, 20 mile an hour corners, others are 40 or 50 mile an hour corners. like I say, this used to be a 60-mile-an-hour road all the way through. And now it's 40. We've even got the super grip surface here on 2 of these corners, so strictly speaking, shouldn't really be an issue. Why someone comes along and decides to knock the speed limit down to 40, I'll never know. Most people used to drive through there at 40 anyway. So that'll be about it for the time being. I think I'll call it a day on this video. Again, I have already said it once. Thanks for taking the time to watch. If you like what you see, give it a thumbs up. Let me know if you want to see more of this kind of thing in the comments below. Any relevant links will be in the comments below as well. And I shall see you on the next one.